Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for hanging with me on this Monday. So this is the time of year where everything starts to play. Top waters. I'm going through the boat. You can see it's a mess. I'm getting all of my buzz baits ready. They're going in the boat. I'm getting my frogs. They're going in the boat. I'm getting swim jigs. Every swim jig I own, it's going in the boat. So these are baits that sometimes I catch them on February, cold water, cold times of the year. Sometimes I catch them in January with those baits. If there's like a crazy warming trend, I know a few years ago we had a week of 80-degree weather in February, and I actually caught some fish. I weighed in on a tournament here on Guntersville on a speed worm. So crazy weather is going to put the fish in places that they don't really belong. But what also will happen this time of year is you'll get these flash floods where lakes will come up. They'll come up 2 or 3 feet, it seems like in a day or two, and fish make this crazy push into areas where they typically don't ever live. Then the water will pull back out and the fish don't have anywhere to go except for the creek channel. So if you have real deep creek channels around what is typically dry bank, this time of year, a lot of the lakes are in winter drawdown, and you don't have anywhere else for the fish to go. And typically those fish would not push way back into those areas if there wasn't major fluctuation in the lakes. But the lakes are still supposed to be at a certain level this time of year, so they will pull them back down. And this will stack up fish because this goes hand in hand with pre-spawn fishing. So if you have a school of fish that is hovering around, water comes way up, it's springtime, they go up on that flat, they're eating everything they can find, and then the water comes back down, and gradually, not as fast as it came up, but it's going to gradually over a week or so come back down. Those fish are going to stack up on the edges of those creek channels. So if you've ever seen a bait like a flat-sided deep diving crankbait, that is what this is for. So this is a Frittside 9, and what I will use a Frittside 9 for is if I am sitting in that creek channel, 12 feet of water, but everywhere else around the boat is a couple feet deepest. That is the cast. So throwing up into dirt shallow water, barely turning the handle of your reel, and then pulling that bait back into that 9 or 10 feet where those fish are relating to that deep edge. So that is something when you really can't catch them doing any of your other favorite techniques in springtime. The water's still down or the water fluctuation has just been too much. Those fish are really going to relate to the structure. They're really going to relate to the deepest parts of the creek, but they're going to be close to shallow water. So that is one technique that I will be trying my next tournament or so. If we don't have a bunch of shallow water where you can just go around, pitch a jig, throw a chatterbait, crank, buzz bait, frog, do all that, the fish aren't going to be relating to cover. There's not any cover in the water. They're going to be relating to structure. Look for those deeper holes, that shallow water next to it. These fish are wanting to get shallow. They're ready to get shallow, but if they don't have a safety net, a place where they can go if that water comes up or goes down again, they're going to stay in right on the edge. So look for those places. A lot of times, creek channels, bluff-style banks, next to big flats and creeks. A great pattern this time of year that often gets overlooked. Good luck to you guys, and I'll see you on the water.